How billionaire Dan Gilbert scored $1 billion in taxpayer money. What up, though? Adriane Mayes, AI genius, wealth creation strategist. We're going to talk about a lot here today, September 2nd, 2024. And literally, we have an opportunity coming up here soon with the Wayne County Treasurer Foreclosure Auction. And the Wayne County Treasurer Auction of tax foreclosed properties, as a former member of Rocket Mortgage, Quicken Loans, and being a mortgage broker, being in the tax realm, having to have this conversation of building wealth in 2024, of course, billionaire Dan Gilbert comes up in conversation as he is a mogul in Detroit for all of the things that he has done. But how billionaire Dan Gilbert scored $1 billion in taxpayer money, let's kind of go to the videotape. I've been doing my due diligence and research. We're going to talk about, like I said, a lot today, but let's look at let's look at this. This one moment. Let's just take a look together.
Keenan, quite plainly, people think that the city needs this money more than Dan Gilbert does. And he's already gotten about $200 million in government incentives for this 48-story skyscraper. It's a tall building with a high price, and some Detroiters think they have way too much to lose.
There has really been a lot of misinformation.
The city's head honcho is backing a tax break for billionaire developer Dan Gilbert. He says the tax cuts directly hit the Downtown Development Authority.
Okay, pause. And like I said, shout out to Dan Gilbert for taking action because, again, at the end of the day, he has helped the city of Detroit, Michigan. But we're talking about building a wealth creation. We're talking about becoming a billionaire and having the mindset and doing your due diligence. So listening and understanding and interpreting and how you can benefit, that's the whole purpose of this actual due diligence. So let's continue to listen here.
Adding the impact to Detroiters would be minimal.
And it is not taking any money away from schools, libraries, neighborhoods. That money couldn't be spent there anyways.
Mayor Mike Duggan says just building the project creates 7,500 jobs, 2,000 more when it's finished, and those would be permanent. Gilbert is investing $1 billion and borrowing another $400 million to finish the project in 2 years.
How much has Dan Gilbert made off of Detroit thus far?
Dan is losing money so the city can make money. That's the true story of the Hudson's project.
Gilbert's right-hand man says,
okay, we're going to pause again. So if you're losing money to make money, that's called wealth creation. We can't be mad at Dan Gilbert for that. Seriously. I mean, that's called innovation and creation. But let's keep going.
This is an investment in Detroiters. The Hudson project would bring offices, a hotel, restaurants, retail, and residential space. But it's clear the opposition sees glitter but doesn't believe it's gold.
We need to figure out a way as a community to hold billionaires like Dan Gilbert accountable so our neighborhoods and our schools and our libraries get the funding they deserve.
Comments like that led to a vote delay last week.
I think if it's not approved, anybody would reevaluate pretty much everything about the relationship that they're in at that point. And none of this is a threat. We love the city and we're confident the right thing's going to happen.
Dan Gilbert has done over 100 investment downtown projects over the years, and today could determine how and where he spends his money going forward. Reporting live in downtown Detroit, I'm Alex Bozargian for 7 Action.
So even in that video, I mean, it just kind of just brings up the idea of Dan Gilbert. Thank you for the things that he's done for the city of Detroit. Now, we can't stop the fact that Dan Gilbert, owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, as well as billionaire founder of Quicken Loans downtown in Detroit, Michigan, has literally taken on a lot of wiping out the property tax debt, over 1,000 Detroiters, as you can see, and literally just do your due diligence with your AI and Google how much taxes Dan Gilbert pays. You can see that how a tax break to help the poor went to NBA owner Dan Gilbert. You can see that to pay off 20,000 Detroiters back property taxes, in turn turned into $15 million in tax debt and helping out 20,000 low-income homeowners. So you kind of have Dan Gilbert in a catch-22 situation on, again, looking at the funding of how Dan Gilbert has paid off taxes and helped Detroiters, but at the same time plan to reinvest into Michigan in regards to different neighborhoods. But the great thing is when you're a billionaire, as Dan Gilbert is, an American billionaire, philanthropist, businessman, and co-founder and majority owner of a enterprise like Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage, it's on you to do something called your due diligence. Now, that's the one of the reasons why, besides the fact that this random acts of kindness initiative we have going on for September 11th, 2024, where we're trying to literally encourage people to submit their ideas to our community, being innovative, having your own vision, having your own ideas, and your part of $15,000 can actually be funded to you. So there's over 196 members. Thank you for all of the members that have joined the community. But that also led to building the due diligence community of, of actually looking at this Wayne County tax foreclosure auction and seeing the benefit of you actually building with an opportunity with an auction. So the thing is, instead of just dropping a lot of education and how-to steps, the great thing about learning and understanding and educating is taking your own due diligence. And again, as a business consultant, being able to help people in regards to saving money and building wealth at the same time. Again, it's sometimes a catch-22. You read the information, you get an understanding on different things that can actually help people, but somebody at the end of the day is sometimes might be hurt. I was just speaking to my business partner, Unica Gaines, and she's been doing taxes for over 25 years. And in discussing with her the different ways that you can save money. But at the same time, you're wanting to make money too, right? I mean, people have jobs and work every day. So when we congregated this list of over 1,900 different opportunities during this Wayne County tax treasure auction, it does take time. But you look at how auctions work, looking at how you build wealth. And at the end of the day, just like Dan Gilbert building and talking to the city of Detroit and talking to city council about opportunities on how they can invest and save him in taxes, you kind of have to say is it okay? I mean, and it's literally up to understanding, paying it forward. So when I was doing my research today, again, I had a plan to, show you guys how Michigan is a deed state and how the Wayne County auction is going to work for you in regards to the Wayne County Treasurer auction, the bidding starting September the 11th, the same day as our anniversary, 2024. And I don't think that's a mistake. God does everything for a reason. So online bidding starts on September 11th at 9 a.m. You don't even have to leave your home. You can literally do this from the comfort of your couch. But before you actually jump into the auction, it's imperative that you do your own due diligence in regards to how this is going to benefit you. How are you going to save money? What is your plan for the property? What are you going to do with it? Understanding that demolition may happen. All of these rules are laid out for you right here on the Wayne County TreasuryMI.com site. But the problem with this is a lot of people don't do their own due diligence. The reason why due diligence is so imperative when you're looking to build wealth is you're going to actually fail in some situations. We just have it. That's just kind of how life works. The first attempt in learning. I mean, Dan Gilbert did not just wake up one day and become a billionaire. He started, like everyone else, trying to figure it out in regards to his offices in Livonia, Michigan, before he even moving downtown Michigan, before even purchasing an NBA team. He had a vision. And when he had this vision, what he did was go to work and build a team around him in order to get to his next steps. And that's what being the change is in regards to building a vision and helping you get to your goals. Because again, it doesn't matter what Adriane Mayes or Unica Gaines with being the change actually has to say in regards to growth and concepts. If you don't take action to empower your financial future, that's kind of on you. So over the next few days leading up to September the 11th, there's going to be more informational videos and investing in your future with the due diligence community, with being the change. The benefit for you, it's on you, actually. I mean, there's so many ways that we can actually describe this. But if you're in a tax bracket and having commercial property, residential property, I mean, there's so many ways that you can actually build a opportunity digitally, as well as with physical real estate in 2024 in the amazing time of the movement of AI. But how you use AI, how you actually grow as a business, and understanding how billionaire Dan Gilbert scored his $1 billion in taxpayer money. I mean, you can read the good and the bad. And again, eye-opening in regards to just reading and education and learning about the the benefits of how the IRS and the taxes work. I mean, you have to give to take, right? There's pros and cons in every situation, but when you look at the opportunities that's available with this Wayne County auction, putting yourself in the game is something that you have to go out and try and do. One thing that you don't know what you don't know is if you don't get in the game, you're not going to see if you can actually hit the shot. If you're not in the corner to make the shot, if you're sitting on the sidelines, there's not an opportunity for you. So what the Lisa Wayne County in Michigan, one of the largest tax auctions that actually happens with Michigan being a deed state. And again, I'll be here at 4 p.m. over the next few days, giving you more information. But today was kind of the eye opener, just researching billionaires and being able to kind of line up how we want to get things done in order to give you as much value as possible before this actual Wayne County auction that will be held on September the 11th. So in regards to understanding depreciation and amortization, I mean, it's kind of like what was kind of the king of all deductions, the magic of depreciation, how you're able to create depreciation is kind of like magic. And when you purchase wealth and when you purchase homes and create opportunities, you put yourself into scenarios that you can actually win in. So again, investing in the community with being the change, it's something that you can write off on your taxes. If you're actually into building as a real estate investor or looking into different opportunities, it's just like depreciation, amortization. What does those words mean, Adriane Mayes? That's the due diligence. And that's what the community is all about, where you can post questions and ask questions in regards to building your wealth. So Adriane Mayes, day 119 of the Billionaire Journey, had to say happy birthday to my cousin, Cicely Grant, as my boy G-Rod. We have a celebration of Virgos going on as well in 2024 in September, of course. But at the same time, every day you have to grind and put yourself into the game of being the change. And because we care, I mean, it doesn't matter the mission of being able to revolutionize financial empowerment for entrepreneurs. You have to have the vision of being that leading force in creating the financial freedom for you. So having this random acts of kindness giveaway, celebrating the why of CCC Because We Care Foundation, and being able to kind of combine with your wealth educational goals and ideas. That's what it's all about. One person giving to another. Dan Gilbert, we can't get mad at how he got to his billionaire status, but you taking action in regards to your vision, your goals, and how you're going to get there. It's all on you. You can't put any fingers on anyone but you. So again, I encourage you every day as we are giving away CCC, our foundation side of being the change, $15,000 for ideas that are going to be on September the 11th at 4 p.m. virtually. And joining the community is simple and easy, as you can see here. 3 steps to click a button, submit your ideas, and get funding for the community. I want to give a shout out to those action takers that's already provided that information in our community. Like I said, we have 196 members, and we're going to do a check-in of kind of calling your names and everything. But for today, building the vision of tax-free wealth, looking at this Wayne County tax foreclosure auction leading up to September 11th, giving people the opportunity to provide their visions in the community. Take action, get started. Again, it's going to be fun. You're going to have the billionaires with Being the Change, Enika Gaines and Adriane Mayes. But looking at the billionaire list today, I was just thankful that you have the Meyer family with 3 billionaires in their family. But people say all the time that families can't work together in regards to building wealth. And then you look at the Illich family, downtown Detroit. I mean, you have 3 billionaires on the list. If you go to Forbes, it's a whole billionaire list. And then looking at, there's only over 2,000 billionaires in the world. There's only 16 African-American billionaires on that list, including Jay-Z, Oprah Winfrey, Irvin Magic Johnson, Tyler Perry. But my thing is, where's your name? Adriane Mayes, Enika Gaines will be on that list if you put the work in. It's not going to be overnight. But the key is, if you continue to help, like Dan Gilbert scoring that $1 billion in tax money, it's going to take action and change. Hopefully you got some value out of this video here today. Day 119 in the Billionaire Journey of Adriane Mayes. I can, I will, I must, being the change because we care. Your financial education matters. Let's go. Take action. Deuces.